Let's go. What's up, bro? We got a podcast in the metaverse, bro.
yeah. Who knew that this is what it was all building up to through the entire first season? And now we are here kicking off season 2 with all of you guys, a live studio audience.
Let's go. Every Tuesday.
A podcast. We didn't even know what was happening. We were 15 episodes into this.
It seems to be helping and impacting a lot of people. We'll see you every Tuesday on the Well MetaVersed podcast. Peace.
Easy. I don't know why I chuck deuces. Like I don't chuck deuces. What was that?
Hey. All right, everybody. It is time for some Well MetaVersed graphics. Good to see you. Yo. All right. You may notice that I'm here by myself and Jason Earls is not here. That is because Jason Earls got caught up in jury duty. Yay. But Oculus says, phew. That's, you know what? Speaking of Oculus, I'm just going to bring you out from backstage, sir, because you are going to be joining this today.
What's happening?
Are you chucking deuces?
I do chuck deuces, actually. I notice you don't. I do. So it's perfectly.
All right. Oh, you have a fan in Kimberly. Yay, my favorite person.
I Venmo'd early just to make sure we had somebody watching. So it's good to see we have at least one, right?
Excellent.
Did my part.
That's very cool. How you doing today, my friend?
Oh, it's a beautiful Tuesday. Had a great week last week. How was your Thanksgiving, by the way? Was it a good week?
I had a great Thanksgiving. On Wednesday, my kids came over to the house and we did like an early Thanksgiving at our house. And then we went down to my sister's house for Thanksgiving Day. And yeah.
So the typical house hopping. So did you decide ahead of time what you were going to eat at certain houses? Like you're like, my sister makes really good mac and cheese, so we're going to save a little bit for there. Or what was the plan?
So the plan was eat as much as I possibly could, every opportunity to get it there.
Well,
so yeah,
good.
Good stuff, man. And you traveled, didn't you?
I did. So I'm in the Baltimore area. I don't know if anybody knows the 410. That's Baltimore.
410. Yeah. What do you got there? Here, I gotta put you on full screen. Or
I get full screen treatment. Okay.
Maybe, although I don't know if I.
All right. Welcome to the Oculus Show. This is Oculus 410, like my friend Jason Earls always says. No, this is my 410 hat. I love it. Let me put it on for y'all. This is amazing. So it's actually really nice.
Whoa,
it fits really well.
Wait a minute. What do you got there?
What?
You got a magic trick going on? Let me see that one more time in slow motion.
I don't know what you mean. It's the 410 hat. It's just
okay. There's a 410.
Yeah, it fits really nicely too. It's like
that's
my camera doesn't want to show anymore.
All right. It's sleight of hand.
It's slightly hand. Now my camera is going to punish me for it. So
yeah, is that an 820 hat?
All for the bit, I swear. All right, camera, work with me.
Oculus 410.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the hat.
As soon
as I took it off, it went clear.
Well, those are both very nice hats.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I prefer the one that's on your head right now. The little bit smaller 410 and just kicked to the left a little bit there.
Yeah, nice. I figured that I was gonna fix my background since it is kind of basic. I've got the shuttered closet door and the one random speaker and my leaning tribute to your lamp from when you traveled.
Yeah,
so,
I've seen that lamp. It's at very fancy hotels in LA.
Yeah, I wanted to have a little bit of West Coast mixed with the East Coast. So that fancy little lamp right there. So I'm going to rearrange the background for my streams. And I wanted to just have this really blatantly obvious in the background, just 410, along with some other fun stuff I'm going to put in the background. So
super cool.
I'm leaning into the streamer lifestyle.
I've noticed that you've kicked up things a notch. Like you're going after it.
Yeah, like my friend Jason Earls always says, you amplify whatever you work on, and if you metaverse it, it'll just go from there. Something like that.
It could be embroidered on a pillow right there.
It might be a long pillow, like for the king size beds. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tiny pillow.
Yeah. Oh, Tape says he always pronounces it 410. I'll remember now 410.
Yeah, so there's literally no one with outside of the Baltimore area that pronounces it right, and that's okay. I just say 410. If you have at least a high school education, you would say 410. 410 is the best way to pronounce it when it ends in 0. There's all these appropriate ways, but then there's Baltimore where we just say 410. So the 410. I'm full screen again. So now that we've gotten rid of the adults in the room, let's drop down in the comments all kind of love for Well MetaVersed, and of course for Jason Earls, who's not here right now.
I had to take a quick quick commercial break, apparently.
Commercial break. It's okay. I held it down. Don't worry.
All right.
No self-promotion, no ads. We're good.
Yeah. I'm looking at the screen and it went blank, and I'm knocking. I'm like, is this thing even on? Is this on?
Cameras love our faces. We've got faces for radio, so mine wants to blur, yours wants to shut off.
Yeah,
this is great.
Sturm says hi, guys. Hello, Sturm. And Alma Jeans. Love how the quotes are always on point in the accuracy category.
I have a notebook where I write things down. I think these are where I
those.
I need to stop doing that. I'm messing up my camera.
Right.
Come on, camera. Come on, camera.
Hey, so Oculus, I appreciate you jumping in to join us on the stream today. I actually I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, as you know, and a friend of mine in Grand Rapids reached out and had shown some interest in the metaverse, and he's now got a headset, and he's had the opportunity to jump in and check some different places out. And I was talking to him on the phone earlier, and I was like, "Hey, you wanna be on the live stream?" And he's like, "Why would you push me into the spotlight?" And I'm like, "I wouldn't push you into the spotlight without ample warning."
No way. Another person. Of course you did.
Yeah,
of course you did.
This is my friend Michael Bustler.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, I am Mike Bustler. I'm a stand-up comedian and recovering alcoholic and new VR enthusiast.
Oh, this is awkward.
All three of those are very cool. One of them is near and dear to my heart. A VR enthusiast.
That's the one. It's like you don't care about your recovery anymore, just VR.
Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, dude, I am so proud of you. I'm so happy for you.
Absolutely.
And I'm so personally encouraged by watching your journey through recovery, man. You're doing great things, and I appreciate you for sure, man.
Yeah, people outside of the community, I guess, like, it's hard to believe it when people say it's the best choice you ever made in your life, or, things like that. But you just say it over and over again. It is the greatest choice I've ever made. I just this Thanksgiving weekend filmed my first comedy special in my house.
You filmed your first comedy special, or is this just the first one you've done in your house?
No, it is both the first one and the first one in my house. Very excited for that. Right. It also gave me an excuse to leave Thanksgiving stuff early. I live in the Midwest, so we have a lot of Midwest goodbyes going on. You say goodbye as soon as you get there, and then maybe you'll be gone 3 hours later.
Yeah. Yeesh. Yeah. Hey, speaking of Midwest, say Grand Rapids, Michigan, one time.
Grand Rapids, Michigan is great.
What do you think, Oculus?
Baltimore.
Nobody outside of Baltimore says Baltimore. There's a hard.
Yeah, you got the D in there. The Baltimore. That's right. Yeah, we say Baltimore. Yeah, we're a little more Wisconsin with
Baltimore.
It. Wisconsin.
Yeah, Baltimore, Maryland. That's
yeah. Very nice.
Congratulations on the sobriety and the show and
absolutely.
Your great to hear.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an appropriate thing to ask. We're live, why not? But how many days, months, weeks sober?
Just had my 4 months on the 21st, so I'm just 4 months and 8 days, I guess. Yeah, something like that.
Amazing.
Yeah, it feels really good.
I was hoping you weren't going to say last week. I'm like, oh.
Well, I just went to a bar yesterday to do a comedy show. It's a very strange thing, I guess, to do as a recovering alcoholic, but it doesn't trigger me or whatever. And it's a pretty nasty bar in Lansing called Max. It used to be filled with graffiti. It was like a punk rock bar, and someone bought it and put a real crappy paint job on it, real cheap cosmetic fixes. And I said, this bar looks like it's 4 months sober too. No one believes it yet. We'll see. Give it a year and we'll believe if it's actually nice yet.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. I know, like, that 4 month time frame, it's really a special time in a sobriety journey, because it's like you start to believe it yourself.
Absolutely.
You start to feel like you got your legs underneath you, and you're starting to recognize who you are sober. And
yes, absolutely. And I say this to a lot of people. They talk about like doing sober October or taking a week off or something. You really don't get out of the fog until, I would say, 2 months in. And still I have what's called post-acute withdrawal syndrome. Makes it very difficult to remember things, very difficult to focus on things. And that is different. But the difference between the day you stop drinking and 2 months in is like you live in a different, I joke about it, but I honestly feel like I have superpowers.
Yeah.
But that's just not being bogged down by alcohol and other substances all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just feeling like a regular person, I guess, like a 33-year-old shouldn't have this much body pain or whatever, things like that. I shouldn't be feeling like I'm 50 when I'm in my early 30s. And that was all from alcohol, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you shared all that, because a lot of people that are watching have things they struggle with, and to hear the positivity, the energy, the just great feeling coming out of you, it really does shine through. So believe it or not, somebody watching is actually going to be either inspired or they're going to take this story and share it with somebody else. And that's what I love about these platforms. So congrats to you. And
absolutely. And Brianna says that's awesome. So she's giving you some encouraging.
Hey, thank you, Brianna.
Yeah. And let's see what other comments we got. Haley says, hello guys, excited to see what more Soapstone has in store. We got some good things coming up. It's so cool what's happening at the Soapstone. Of course, this is a incredibly big week for us, in that on Thursday we're premiering our first show partnered with Meta Horizon Worlds and Dry Bar Comedy. So
excited.
Is going to be so cool. Yeah. And in fact, just earlier today we were doing some testing in the club to make sure everything's going to come across the way that we want it to, and it is. It's going to be good. So if you're in VR on Thursday, come check this out. There's a 3:00 show Eastern time, which translates to 8 p.m. GMT time, especially for our friends across the pond. And then,
or your lunch break on the Pacific Coast. So
that's right, or lunch break on Pacific Coast. And then we've got an 8 p.m. Eastern, which translates to right as you're getting out of work.
Shower traffic.
Yeah. If you want to watch on your commute in LA.
Absolutely. Those are going to be going. That's every Thursday now for a while.
Yeah. We've announced headliners for the next 7 weeks, which is super cool. And that'll be every Thursday. It's gonna be great. Like, not only is it going to be a great show, but this is an opportunity. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to focusing on in 2023 in the Soapstone is to try to find more earning opportunities for Team Soapstone. Like, the people that volunteer so much time to host shows, to produce shows, to moderate, to do these things. I want to continue to find or create opportunities for paid opportunities for them. And the Dry Bar series is there's paid opportunities in there, and I foresee a lot more coming up in 2023.
Absolutely. Dry Bar is always a great thing to I always watch those clips when they pop up. A friend of mine, Dave Dyer, had a special on there. They do amazing work.
Yeah, that's right. Dave's got a special. Yeah. And he crushed it. And, Dave Dyer is a good example of like my favorite type of comedian.
Yep.
And he's a funny comedian who can work clean.
Yep,
You know,
he's the king of Grand Rapids.
Yep.
Grand Rapids.
Grand
Rapids.
Yep. Yeah. So that's always what I look for in any comedian that I'm going to work with on any level is I try to find funny people that can work clean. And he can certainly do that. If clean leads too much, like if it's pristine, it's kind of like sometimes funny can be sacrificed for that, and that's getting things out of order. That's no good. So Brianna says 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. Yeah, 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern. Brianna is the timing there. And James says, I think Aaron needs a special.
Aaron,
I got a guy, Aaron. I'll tell him.
You gotta, yeah.
I got a guy now.
Yeah, who books your house? Mike?
Well, that venue is currently closed, but the production company is taking requests.
All right. Carl Blank says, I'm trying. By the way, this dude, like, on our, as far as like YouTube clips that are out there, he goes by Mayhem. I'm out in his Oculus name next to his government name, so sorry. But he's got a clip where he talks about the A word, the B word, the C word, the D, and on through, and that's gotten a lot of play. Actually, when CNBC picked up and did an article on us, they used that clip, and so he's a meta celebrity,
nice.
Especially amongst the CNBC crowd. So
it's a really good set.
It is.
I laugh every time I watch it, even though I already know the content. It's like I've heard it 100 times now, and every time I watch it, I still start laughing.
That's the best type of joke. Yeah, the best type of joke is when you hear the setup and you're already getting happy because you will be excited to hear it again.
That's right. Oh man, Richard. So this guy, so he's a dear friend of the Soapstone and a dear friend of mine, and he has asked me probably no less than 85 times if we can please get a trash can in the Soapstone. Like he said, he's seen people throwing garbage over the wall. Like,
oh yeah, they like to throw those bottles every once in a while.
Yeah. So here's something, Richard. I brought in a trash can after our last conversation and brought it in, and I got it all positioned and said it was a mesh object from the thing. And I was all happy. I'm like, oh, he's gonna like it. And then I took a look though, and it was a 2% hit to the Geo, and we couldn't afford the trash can. So it is 86th. The trash can is 86th.
Aaron, can you explain that? Or can you explain what that means a little bit?
Sure.
So is that the amount of space that you can have in a world?
Yeah. Actually, Oculus, do you want to explain that?
Oh, it sounds like Mike wants to explain. Oh wait.
Oh yeah.
So you get these meters that you have to work within when you build, and everybody's going to take a nap now. We're going to go to commercial. So there's 4 meters. One of them being your object meter. You can only have up to about 3,000 objects, and the one he's talking about is geometric complexity. So if you put a bunch of objects together, it makes it more complex, and so that meter just starts to rise. Well, these new assets that are being brought in are created outside of Horizon instead of with these basic shapes. And they're so expensive compared to basic shapes. So in contrast, I had these 6 bushes in my talk show, which you can watch every Sunday, 9:00 Eastern. No, but seriously. And I got rid of all 6 of those, and they were really bad for Geo. What I thought was bad for Geo, you could have like 20. I put 1 tree in, and it crushed 2% of my Geo. So I actually net 1.5% by removing 6 bushes and adding a tree. So
okay, that's interesting. So immediately I was just thinking of the old Tony Hawk's Pro Skater build a park thing, where if you tried to put in 15 half pipes, that's all you could have.
That's it.
That's exactly the same concept. And one of the things that you being new to Horizon, if you jumped around to some of the other VR platforms, you'll notice that the avatars in Horizon Worlds are far more detailed and lifelike than any other platform. Like they spend a lot of geometric complexity on the avatars. So it's this balancing game, because you want to be able to get as many people in as you can without while still having the detail where you need it. So the trash can didn't make the cut. We could have done the trash can, but we would have lost at least one person, and we can't afford to lose Richard. So
nope.
Well, one pro tip: if you go into the asset library and search salt shaker, you can repurpose that salt shaker, and I guarantee you'll have room for it.
Oh, smart.
That's
creative. I like it.
All right. Okay.
To be fair, the salt shaker is a red cylinder, so it's literally one object.
Okay.
My favorite asset in the entire library. It's a red cylinder, and I was like, compare it with pepper.
Very nice.
Haley, we're boring them now.
Haley is loving this conversation. Like, yeah. You mean this riveting conversation about geometric complexity of trash cans? Like, actually, Richard says he wants Areola out. Areola Grande is one of our lead producers. And, no, sorry,
singer.
It's not happening.
That battle, Richard.
An incredible singer, by the way. Incredible singer.
Oh, she is so great. Like, I remember when she kind of first popped up in the Soapstone, and a little withdrawn, kind of quiet, and then she ended up getting on stage, and this voice came out, and so great. And then on top of that, like, just her persona in there, like, she is just exactly what we are all emulating and trying to be. Mm-hmm. Like, she's just got this natural goodness about her, which is super cool. And then to see her step up into more and more leadership roles, leading the showcase, and now she's actually helping us with booking all of our VR talent, which is incredible. So, yeah. Yep. Sorry, Richard. Yeah.
Well, on that subject,
if it's a Spider-Man moment and we only have to pick one, you're out.
Well, I wanted to add on that.
Yeah. He clarifies though. She is his hero and
yes.
One of his best friends. So yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say that is one of the things that I really was attracted to specifically with Soapstone, not just the metaverse, is that it is a place that is easy to come out of your shell, I guess. I don't have much social anxiety, but when you walk into a new room and just walking up to strangers and talking to them is awkward, just like in real life. And that is very, very easy in the Soapstone. It's very easy to be supportive, very easy to kind of toss out the bad. The community itself doesn't want the bad in there. I've seen one person trolling in there and they were immediately kicked out before I could even figure out what was going on. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of stuff, as a group, deciding what you want this space to be like, I think is very important and fosters a lot of positivity.
As my good friend Oculus always likes to say, my friend Jason Earls likes to say that community will eat, culture will eat. I see, I even messed up.
Yeah, you're messing this one up.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, but culture will eat strategy for breakfast. So early on in this process, when he and I were meeting, and this community is developing, and we're trying to figure out how to keep it safe and what strategies we should implement. And he would say that over and over to me. He'd say, culture, or what is it? Culture will eat strategy for breakfast.
That definitely makes sense.
If the people want it to be a certain safe environment, then it will be. So.
Yep.
Exactly. And no amount of rules posted on a wall is going to make that happen. It has to be fostered by the people inside of it.
For sure. And Al Majin, another one of our just incredible leads. True Soapstonians are the most genuine people you will ever come to meet in the metaverse. And
I believe that.
Yeah, there is a big back and forth debate on whether we're Soapstonians or Soapstoners.
Soapers. Just go Soapers.
So yeah, soapers. I like that. Soapers.
Soapers. Yeah. The soapstone forced me out of my shell. Yeah. Richard, 6 months ago, I would have never even considered getting on stage. So Richard released this song. Yeah. That's my favorite thing. Oculos, how long did I know you before I shoved you on stage?
We only interacted a few times, once at Paige's Thanksgiving dinner, and then once more when you were starting up the comedy club. And then you were just like, you should show up to the showcase tonight. Would be great to have you. You sure did.
And then you got there, and
stage hat needed a hero.
Yeah. Yep.
I failed the city.
Yeah. Well, and really that's so much of the heart of the soapstone. Backstage, I've got a to-do list there's only a couple things on it. Like, what are we trying to do? We're trying to empower leaders. We're trying to encourage people towards the spotlight. And we're trying to share what we're learning. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Absolutely. Oculos, have you ever considered trying stand-up in the regular reality world? I don't know. I don't want to call it the real world.
Yeah.
So it's the physical world, according to Zuck. So that's
okay. The physical world. That's what we'll say. Okay. Yeah.
A friend of mine offered for me to go with him to a comedy club in downtown Baltimore. And while I'm naturally outgoing and people person, I kind of panic on stage. There's something about like Catholic school days, being on stage and just singing out Christmas carols that has traumatized me for life. Because they force all of us to be on stage singing every holiday, and there's a million of them when you're a Catholic student. And so I just do not like getting up on stage in front of people. And so, of course, being at the Soapstone, it was just like, why not? I'm already here. Let's just do this thing. And now I'm viral with 7 likes and I think 1 share.
Wow, you're really crushing it.
It's more like a mild cough. I don't know if it's so viral. But...
did you feel that? So you would have felt that the nervousness, the anxiety about getting on stage in the Soapstone before you did that, though, didn't you?
No, I mean,
kind of just like I don't know, maybe I don't want to be the center of attention type thing.
The unfortunate thing is it's the opposite. I've already jumped on stage and tell a joke just because it was like one of those open mic nights. And I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about being in VR is that it takes away a lot of that intimidation factor. So I've actually done quite a bit on stages in VR that I would never do in the physical world. And one of them being singing, which zero singing talent, but because it was more crowd work than anything, I had the voice world where all 3 judges turned around and they kind of gave me tons of praise for the fact that I did crowd work. Voice was terrible, but it was just a fun experience.
Yes, and I'm assuming that the downtown Baltimore one is the Laugh Factory that you went to. Yeah, so that is, I've been doing it for 8 years, and I would be nervous to be at the Laugh Factory. But I mean, there are places that are more similar to the Soapstone, a little more of like a small community vibe. I'm not trying to take you out of the metaverse. I just bought stock in Meta today, so stay in it. But
I quit. See you later.
Yeah, exactly. He found a karaoke bar that does an open mic, and he's out.
I don't quit. I've been shifted to 3rd chair.
Did we lose Oculos?
This is my middle school nightmare. I've just been down. Oh boy. Well, that's how it goes in show business. You're either on top or you're a 3rd.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you bring up too that that singing world, because like to me, when I look at the strength of the metaverse, like what is it? There's a couple different things. First, being present, having that sense of being present, like that is unequaled on any other platform for sure. But then the other thing is the accessibility, like to be able to access those experiences where there's 3 judges facing the opposite direction and you got to get up and do your thing. And then they're going to turn around and give their feedback. Like the hurdles that it would take to actually experience that Mike, you froze up for a little bit there, and it looked like you relapsed.
And I'm hoping that people don't think my skin is this yellow. I just have mood lighting here. I do not have jaundice. I have not relapsed.
A few hours under that black light, and you're
Exactly. Yes, I'm very tan in this beautiful Michigan weather.
Where in Michigan, by chance?
Green Rapids.
Yeah. And of course with comedy too. You know, like here in Grand Rapids, you know, we're fortunate because the comedy circuit is like the perfect size for people to break into comedy. There's enough open mic experiences that you can find one and get on a stage, and there's not so many comics that that you're going to be on a lineup of 40 people and have 2 minutes. You know, it's there's oftentimes real legitimate audiences that are engaging and wanting to hear comedy. So
yeah.
Do you recommend doing that your first time?
So say that one more time.
Do you recommend going at it how you did? Just demand the time, just take it, you know?
So yeah.
Yes.
You'd be hard pressed to beat my first time doing comedy. Like Dr. Grin's Friday night during Laugh Fest, sold out show. Like,
how did you the clean? You got that. Yeah, because of the clean showcase.
No, it was their first timer showcase. They only did it like 1 year, and it just happened to be my first time doing comedy. And like I
do it like that. Scary. Yeah, you're just making me nervous.
Oh, it was so good. Like because the crowd was explosive, and like I was mediocrely funny, and the crowd treated it like I was, you know.
You don't have that clip on hand by chance? I don't recall that being that way.
I believe I've seen a picture, I believe.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you might be able to find a clip on the very front page of the Unemployed Alcoholic on YouTube.
No, that was a good set. Nobody would have known you went over your time or lost money had anyone shared it.
I tell you, Gilda's Laugh Fest knew about you going over time.
They didn't invite him back, I guess.
Actually, the next year they gave me my own showcase. So
exactly. That's how much they hated it.
Right.
I know this is not clean at all, but I am going to be on the Dirty Show this year. I'm going to be the new host of the Dirty Show, so that will not be.
Hosting it?
Yep, taking it over for Mr. Adam Deggy this year. That's his baby, and I get to babysit this year. And it's not a lot of people, and that's what I'm going to tell the comedians there, is that dirty doesn't mean be disgusting. It means that, like, your show is advertised as clean, this one is advertised as you're going to swear. So yeah, I definitely talked to the guys before then. Don't be just being over the top dirty just because you think people like this. Nobody really likes that. And I find that, like we were talking about Dave Dyer working clean, if you are good enough at comedy, you should be able to read the room anyway. If these people don't want to hear disgusting stuff, then don't say it. I just did a private gig yesterday for an 80-year-old man's birthday party. Do you think I was swearing? No. And it was fine. I mean, I did a lot of dad jokes, I guess.
Did you kill?
Well, no, because he needs to stay alive for a few more birthdays here. He is remarkably healthy for an 80-year-old.
Excellent.
You didn't tell granddad jokes then. You just told standard dad jokes. No.
Well, he was literally wearing a happy birthday suit, so I made a lot of birthday suit jokes.
So he was naked.
Yeah. I was only my dad finds that stuff funny, but they loved it. I loved it.
That's cool. Yeah, it's you do have to read the room, and you're right. Like I really like the term blue comedy because because blue comedy, you know, there's cuss words, there's taboo topics, but it's not necessarily just disgusting. There is some that's out there that's just disgusting, but blue comedy makes sense to me.
Yeah, and even like for instance, Jim Norton is disgusting, but that's for his audience. Right. But he's still funny. I feel like a lot of amateur comedians want to be edgy. They want to talk about. I always say, why would you bring up a topic that people could possibly be upset by when you could just be talking about sour cream? Like, if you bomb on a sour cream joke, nobody's walking out. Nobody's emailing the club. If you bomb on a joke about the LGBTQ community, anything like that, then you're upsetting people. And again, me and Aaron were just talking about this. You're in the business of fun. Do not upset people. Why would you do that?
Yeah. Yep. That's right. That's right.
I think in the 90s, it was more attractive to just drop F-bombs as punctuation. And it's definitely changed since then to where people are still slowly understanding that it's not for everybody. It doesn't make you funny just by dropping the F-bomb in there.
Exactly.
Well, and the more controversial the topics, like the more skilled you have to be to navigate that. Because if you can get people to look internally and see flaws in their own self, that's a difficult line to walk, and only the most skilled can do it. Unfortunately, that's the line that all open micers try to.
Of course. Of course. I tell people, don't try like that. I recently have a joke that just occurred to me that is about gay people. And I told my friends, I was like, I wish this was about going to the grocery store. I don't want to really even try because I don't want to upset people. I was at Dr. Grin's like a week ago or something, and we were talking about a line that someone had. It was something that it was a form of mourning, like how you would mourn a death. And a person told him afterwards, like, hey, like, I'm not offended by what you said, but that specific instance that you used is something that me and my family do for someone that we're mourning. And it made us sad. And he said that opened up a whole new world for him. Like, why are you trying? Why would you upset people who are paying to see you, or even not paying to see you?
Right.
They came to have fun. Why would you ruin that?
Yeah, that's right. And it will, like, as soon as you hurt somebody, then they will no longer be able to hear anything you have to say.
Exactly.
So as soon as you hurt somebody, then you have lost the ability to be funny or add any value to them ever. It's
exactly.
And
then it's doubled down when the rest of the room is laughing because now they feel alone.
Yeah. It's interesting too, because like in the Soapstone, we've got very few house rules, but they're on the wall, and they're very important. There no racist jokes and no homophobic stuff.
Yep.
Like, just and those two people groups, while they're very different people groups, they're not necessarily overlapped or anything, but they have been, both of those people groups have been marginalized and hurt by mainstream comedy continuously.
Eddie Murphy comes to mind.
Yeah. And it's like, man, just taking a stand and saying, we're not going to allow it. We're not going to allow people to come in here and hurt other people. And that has really been a key thing on what's galvanized the Soapstone community and developed that culture that keeps it a safe place,
Yeah, I know it's a different industry, but very little known fact, I also DJ as well. And in the DJ community, whenever there's controversy from an artist, there'll be conversations about their music. And the conversation always goes to, oh no, I can't play X, Y, and Z, and I can't play these songs. What do I play now? And it's like, well, in the history of music, you've got probably 1 million songs that you could play instead of that one. Use some of that, go into your library, start digging. So I think that saying that some things are off limits should be okay. And you should be talented enough or creative enough to just rely on every bit of other material out there. No different than any other profession where something's just off limits.
Yeah, we've got some comments here. Nick says, "House rules, woohoo!" Yeah,
I'm all for
house. I like the rules.
Love seeing that.
I love rules.
Yeah,
love rules.
Yeah, Richard says most of the best comedy that he's seen is clean comedy. I agree with you there.
Can I circle back to Dry Bar on that comment? Because that's one of the things that really drew me into Dry Bar. I didn't even realize it was clean comedy until like
Exactly.
my fifth video that I was watching, and I'm just like, wait a minute, everything's clean.
That's where it is, right
And
there.
when
And I used to, like, in the time, I haven't been as active in the open mic circuit lately, but if you go back pre-COVID, I was doing a lot of stuff, and the best compliment I would ever get would be after a set, if it went particularly well. I had some that I bombed as well, but if I had a good set, and
send me the links.
Yes, Mike recorded them.
Thankfully, I did not.
Yeah,
they're only on VHS.
But to see when somebody would come up to me afterwards and be like, "Oh man, that was a great set," and then I'd start talking about clean comedy, and they'd be like, "Wait, oh man, yeah, I just realized that was clean comedy." And that's
yep. No one thinks of Jim Gaffigan as a clean comedian. They just think of him as a comedian. No one thinks of Jerry Seinfeld as a clean comedian, but he is.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
Did you say Jerry Seinfeld or Gary?
Gary.
Gary,
okay.
Brother, no, Gary Seinfeld, very dirty.
Yeah. Let's see. Matt says, so many comics use vulgarity as a crutch. That is very true. There are times it can enhance the act, but only if it's done tastefully. Every comic looked at their material and looked to go to their vulgar, saying sad to themselves, I can put the joke right here. It would increase the quality of their work. Yeah. Pulling on that crutch. Like I by the way, I messed up like a third of the words in there.
You got the point.
But yeah, to have it be funny and then be clean. If it's funny, then that's great.
Well, this is a quote from Jerry Seinfeld. He says the reason why he stopped swearing online in his act is because of it was a joke about Superman where he says it's something about like, what is he doing? He's just messing around in an effing cave. And he said it would get laughs when I did that, but then when I just said he was in a cave, well, no one laughed. And then he realized that swear words are just used for emphasis. Emphasis can be done in a million different ways. It can be done in your face, like I can go, that's almost like a swear word right there. This that kind of face, or like that can be like an type moment. Without having to say it. So once you get into that mindset, doing your set clean or dirty or playing to the audience, I really use the term clean or dirty. I just call it reading the room, which you need to do as a comedian.
Yeah, for sure. We got a couple more comments here. Haley says, good night. She's a night shift. Oh, Bubbles 3333333. Yeah, and right on cue. Richard, hey, good to see you, Richard. He says, good morning, guys. So good night and good morning, all in the same. Graphics is asking if there's an event tonight, and there is an event. In fact, Kimberly points out that tonight's trivia event starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, and that is, a lot of people have asked, like, why do you do trivia at a comedy club? And anybody who doesn't understand why we do trivia at a comedy club has not been to one of the trivia events, because there's more laughs. Zach, the artist, and a whole team of people pull those events together. And it's just amazing how many laughs and everything come out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I plan on checking that out tonight. And that's not uncommon for the physical world either. Like a Tuesday night at a real comedy club, a physical comedy club. I'm sorry. I don't like to use that wording. I work at a vegan restaurant.
I just realized I'm offended by that. But
well, if you call it regular or vegan, vegans get very upset by that. They're like, "Well, I'm not regular." Well, no, you're not. But I say traditional. Traditional is how you say it. Wording is very important, like what we're talking about.
Yeah. Look at Jordan. By the way, Mike, if you have not yet met Jordan Mork is my name. Like, you got to connect up with this dude. He runs the Mork and Monday show.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. I tried to check it out. I thought that was the morning one, but I was mistaken.
Yeah, this dude has it figured out. Mork is my name. Like, he can walk in. Like, I've probably heard him do, I don't know, maybe 50 to 75 sets.
Nice.
And I've never heard him repeat anything. like he's like, honestly, he's got kind of like a Robin Williams-esque energy to him.
Okay.
And he just gets up and starts doing his thing. And each time it's a unique experience and all that. But you two would hit it off for sure. So connect up with
Absolutely.
him. He's also got another comedy club well, he's got a talk show that he does, and he's got another comedy club. And so oftentimes, like late night stuff, they'll go over to his other club and all that. Oh, Oculo says Mork is a superstar. Mork, what's the name of the comedy club again? I think it changed.
Also, when do you run events? I would like to know just personally, and we can do some promotion. Just answering my question.
Yeah. Yep. So Carl says Mork is a freestyle professional. Yep.
First time I heard Mork, I was listening and I was thinking to myself, this is definitely not like an opening monologue. It's not a comedic set. It was like storytelling in a funny way that you wanted more. Like it was always like, keep going, like don't get off the stage. So shout out to Mork for his just incredible talent and gift.
That's right. And the ultimate compliment here from Matt. I didn't or actually, sorry, I missed Nick says, Mork, I'm sorry for falling asleep at your show yesterday.
Don't read that one. Don't read that one.
Right. We're gonna stop reading that one there.
Yeah.
Matt says, I didn't know about the soapstone until last night. Went back this morning and caught the dry bar run through.
Nice.
Yep. So a little secret, little known fact. This morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, we did a test run for the show. Matt was there, and he helped out with some good feedback, and that was cool. Again, this is going to be a cool experience. Here we go. Excited. Jordan, yeah, the Ha Ha Hole is the main club. That's his name.
Is that the one that does Wednesdays at 9? I'm sorry, I can never remember the schedules.
Well, Mork at midnight is the talk show, and I don't know when they run that or who hosts it.
Okay,
but maybe it's Mork at midnight. But yeah, the Ha Ha Hole. I don't know. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, definitely check that out.
Mork, we're putting you on the spot. Mork, do you have?
Sorry, Mork.
We ought to pull you in here. Are you someplace with a camera, Mork? If so, I'm going to shoot you a link, and we'll just bring you on here.
Does that put us in like four corners, like we're turning into the Brady Bunch, or
I think so.
We all just
slowly. All right. Well,
hey, he will not be quiet. He wants attention from me right now, and I'm not giving it to him.
All right. So, Mork, I am going to send you in Messenger right now a link to the show. So you should get a StreamYard link if you're around. And he says he's down.
All right, get him in here.
All right.
I get pushed to the fourth chair. This is great. I can't wait. That's why Mike's prepared in the background. I saw
everyone just get real close to the camera.
You were getting my chair ready in the background.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
boy,
it's great to see Mork perform, and I don't even want to call it a performance. I feel like he shows up and he commands the microphone, he owns the room, and people are there to witness it. Like it's not even a show. Like that's the level of talent that he has. So I'm glad to see he's got so much going on.
Yeah. So my first encounter with Mork, Mayhem says shameless plugs all day long. Yes, indeed. So the Mayhem, actually, I'm gonna shoot you one too. Let's bring you on here.
In the meantime, I'll do shameless self-promotion. Go to MikeBustler.com to find out about my comedy special. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
I love how your voice just changed as if there was a microphone in front of you. Like, go to my website.
I find making fun of yourself while advertising is the most effective way of advertising.
Right.
We've got a doorway.
All right. Oh, look at that.
I know that guy.
Oh, I love it. I just went to the Jim Henson exhibit in Grand Rapids.
Hey,
I love that
Mort.
place. Best corn dogs this side of the Mississippi. Everyone, how are you?
Mark,
great.
it's so good.
I
So
love
a lot of people, their avatars don't really reflect what they look like, but a lot of people don't know this is what Mark looks like in real life.
It's
Actually-
hard holding the headsets up on the head, let me tell you.
Yeah, actually, this is what's the name of this character? Buddies?
Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah.
Funny.
Imagine that one guy with horrible ideas your entire childhood, like, hey, let's go jump off that cliff into that pond. Nobody.
Man, good stuff. So yeah, Mork, this is my friend Mike. Mike, this is Mork.
Nice to meet
And-
you, Mork. I've seen you on the little show list. I've seen your name. I've been excited to check it out.
Well, I mean, I love performing there. Aaron's great. The club's great. Everything's just great. And having the opportunities to meet new people and kind of, network a little if I want to be.
Oh, yes.
It's a great
Oh, yeah.
opportunity.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Great to meet Mr. Nobody.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So this is you know what I almost said.
Well, it's over. He said it.
Oculos has an inside joke whenever
No, I don't.
we reach the end of a here's mayhem. Do you wait a minute?
Is it moving in or out? I can't tell.
Oh, like this is so strange because now, like here, let's see if I can. That's worse.
Wait, who's giving the high five in the background?
That's no good.
Well,
all right.
everybody's gone.
There we go.
All right, this is freaking me out though,
Story.
because like I'm up in this corner, and then there's me with the headset.
like-
I know. I
It's
just
like
looked
the,
at it. Very flattering picture of you, Aaron.
Thank you. Yeah, it really shows the active lifestyle I have adopted.
Well, I just downloaded the fitness app on my Oculus. Get in there, buddy. I do it every morning.
Yeah.
Pistol whip.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, James says technical difficulties. Yeah. Oh,
Nah.
and then he says, "Hi, Mark."
James. Yeah.
So I do have a hard stop here in a couple minutes. Oculos always makes fun of me because like whenever I start looking at the clock and I'm like, oh man, I gotta go. I always say, well, this has been fun.
This is such a good talk.
Yeah,
You got to Midwest goodbye it. You got to start the goodbye 10 minutes early.
That's right. That's right. But man, this has been fun. And mayhem. But before we wrap things up, you just joined us. So what do you got going on that's good? Actually, before you say that, I want to say something about you because you are the person that literally more than any other person I know, like I catch you in the soapstone. Like if I see you, you're in the soapstone, contributing, doing good stuff, So I just, I want to hear a little bit about what you got going on. But before I do, I wanted to thank you for being so involved in everything in the soapstone.
Wow.
Carrie Joe says, mayhem live and in person.
Oh, yeah.
He's speechless.
Oh, look. Yeah, yes, he's frozen.
Yeah.
He's frozen
Deep
with
into my puppet eyes.
That's
oh, no. Nobody's hypnoptizing him.
So I have a question for Mort because,
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
he's trying to talk. It's like we're watching the launch after they launch into space, and this is the footage that comes back.
This does have. Yep.
Live from the space station.
Yeah.
By the way,
Starts
as we're watching his image freeze up, look in the background and see there's a couple of bass guitars hanging on the wall back
I
there.
did notice that.
Yeah. He's a slapping that bass.
Nice. Slapping it.
So
Yeah.
I do have a
Oh.
question for Mork while he's doing show and tell, and we can't hear him. But so Mork, is there a school to puppeteer because your movements are so good Like it's so good. Like it's perfect. Like when you're twisting around and your reactions, like that's what it's all about. That character behind whatever your hand is stuffed up in there.
No,
Yeah.
fantastic. Actually, you know what? Tell you the truth, 90% of the time, whenever you see somebody who's a puppeteer, the first thing that they're going to do is tell me I'm doing it wrong. Because I have, what's the word? It's French. Nerve damage. That's the one. Nerve damage. In both of my hands. And it makes it really hard for me to do certain functions. Sometimes, if I'm really passionate about it, and I'm like 17 takes in, because I used to do a channel, nobody's official, knows nobody wants to talk about. And it was really tough to go in multiple sets, because after a while, sometimes the mouth wouldn't move at the same time, the hands wouldn't move, and then it kind of looked weird because, to be honest, my hand was having a stroke.
Oh
no. Well, I'm glad you have a sense of humor about it.
Well, of course, I have poor judgment in everything. So saying you're doing it perfectly is right on par. Sorry that I was wrong.
Nope. No edits there. I'm doing it perfectly. I can retire undefeated and untied. I'm leaving. I'm done. Everything's fantastic. I'm the best there is.
Now I've ruined his career by ending it.
That's right. That's right.
Mork, have you ever heard of the book My Profession?
No.
Mork? It is Jim Henson said it was his inspiration. It is I find it to be the most, it's by a Russian puppeteer from the early 1900s. It was the most Russian name ever. There's just no fun in it at all. It's called My Profession. Yes, but he said that's what started his love for puppetry.
No way.
Yeah, so I definitely just would suggest checking it out. I just saw his copy of it, his actual copy, and I saw the original Kermit. Very cool.
Oh, cool.
That material doesn't like fall apart by now.
Done.
Is it
They kept it really well. I'm sure they built a couple of them.
Is that the Kermit from the original coffee commercials?
Nope.
Like
so
Kermit, the first
he was like
frog.
more, Kermit the Frog. So that the coffee commercial one is like pretty blue. He's like different color, kind of different shape. But I would assume they remade Kermit quite a few times. But yeah, it was definitely a film used, movie used Kermit with as well as Bert and Ernie. Baby Fozzie, which was my favorite. Baby Fozzie was used just for a picture in Muppet Steak Manhattan. It was a baby picture of Fozzie, and so they had a real puppet there of that. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, my uncle was in Happy Time Murders, and I heard that they're connected somehow through studios. And I believe it's Jim Henson's kid. Yeah, blue guy. He's a detective. Can't miss him.
Cool. Hey, we got to wrap, guys. But before we do, Richard says, before the show ends, I just want to say thank you for creating
Onion drizzle.
Onion.
Onion.
An amazing space that I get to be a part of. You are a big part of what makes it so amazing, Orion. Thanks. And of course, this is a very important comment that we can't let go by. Kawaii creator, who, by the way, one of her doors.
I just saw your world. They're so amazing. So, Kawaii, you did so good with the Christmas stuff.
Oh, I know. It's gorgeous place.
It's amazing.
Doors and tours now. I put it in tours as well.
Nice. Yeah, spectacular creator. She homeschools a family of, I believe, 5. Kawaii, we got to get you on one of these shows here sometime soon.
The gas station is amazing. I love the gas station.
Yeah. And of course, she says, "Looking good, fellas." So we're looking good. So
I don't know about that, but the gas station does look good.
Yeah, we'll take it. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and conclude it. And everybody, thank you so much for joining. This has been a wonderful experience. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you for having